Today, Poland and Estonia are praising President Trump after he backed shooting down Russian planes and drones that violate NATO airspace. Russian aircraft have made incursions over NATO territory at least twice in the last few weeks. National security correspondent Charlie D'Agata explains what this could mean for the U.S.
Yeah, good evening, John. More than that, but the most significant incursions, 2 weeks ago, Russia flew 19 drones over Poland, 4 were shot down. But then last Friday, 3 Russian MiGs entered Estonian airspace for a full 12 minutes. And this part is key. Pay attention to this. The Estonian military says those pilots had their transponders turned off. They weren't communicating with air traffic control. Essentially, they were intentionally ignoring warnings. And as you said, President Trump said NATO should shoot down Russian aircraft, and whether the U.S. would provide support for that, he said, well, that would depend.
Well, that's the question. That would depend. I mean, the U.S., that isn't that a pretty big item to be left up in the air?
It is indeed, yes. So NATO is and has always been a military alliance, right? So the jets that were scrambled to intercept those Russian threats have come from Italy, Sweden, and Finland. And it kind of comes down to who's on deck. British fighter jets had been deployed to the region in what NATO is calling its new operation, Eastern Sentry, to bolster NATO defenses. So the United States is already deeply involved. They have a significant military presence in the region, largely Poland and Germany. They may have avoided using U.S. fighter jets, but the point is the alliance doesn't need the blessing of the United States president to shoot down Russian aircraft. And it's already happened. Back in 2015, a Turkish F-16 shot down a Russian bomber, and that was the last serious flashpoint. So Russia's not only testing military capabilities, but also NATO's resolve.
We got about 20 seconds, Charlie. What does the Pentagon make of the president's claim that Ukraine should take back all the territory that Russia has taken since its invasion?
Yeah, John, that raised eyebrows even from my friends and colleagues in Ukraine that I spoke to. In practical terms, that would mean retaking that territory, a huge military operation. As an example, I was at a flashpoint that now is a flashpoint, Lyman, where Ukrainian forces liberated that town back in October 2022. 3 years later, they're literally still fighting over those streets and neighborhoods.
Charlie D'Agata at the Pentagon. Thank you, Charlie.